Hey YouTube, Omar here, and once again, I have made a schedule, and once again, it is in the garbage. I decided today to get rid of my video making schedule, for a couple reasons. Number one would be that I don't know why I keep trying, but I just cannot stick to a schedule. Some nights I have a ton of homework, some nights I have something to do, some nights I'm out, I'm not home, and just some nights I don't feel like making a video. And that's just, human nature things, and nothing really I could do. Anyway, also number two, I'm gonna take some videos out of my repertoire, if you will. I'm taking college football previews and wrap-ups out, as well as NFL previews and wrap-ups. The thing with those videos is that they weren't getting enough views, and they take a ton of time. I'm not going to put 12 minutes into a video to get 2 views on it. I might bring it back for important weeks or special weeks, or maybe if I get more viewers on the channel in general. But for now, those 4 videos are out. If you want my picks on a certain game or wonder what I'm thinking on a certain game, feel free to inbox me or ask on a video, regardless of what video it is, and I will be happy to give you my pick or my answer, whatever it may be. And always, comment, feel free. Anyway, let's get to the purpose of this video, which, as you can see by the title somewhere up there, is that the Washington Huskies football team is 3-0 after a much expected shellacking of Idaho State, 56-0 on Saturday. This game was not perfect by any means, and I don't mean to seem like that jackass fan that's gonna sit here after a win, especially a blowout win in a meaningless game, and sit here and say, "Oh, we didn't play well," blah blah blah. Because I know it's really jackass when people do that. But what I will say is that if you watch the game, or if you even look at the stat line, you will notice the penalties as a humongous problem. Because no matter what team you're playing for, and what team you're playing against, penalties stay the same. The skill level of the teams you play changes, the skill level of your team and health of your team can change, but the one thing that will not change throughout any game, against Pac-12 play, against anything, is penalties. Now, I'm not sure the exact number, but I'm sure the Huskies had over 15 penalties for over 125 yards on Saturday. At home, that is unacceptable. 6 or 7, maybe even 8 of them are false starts at home. That's unacceptable. 6 or 7 false starts on the road is unacceptable. If we're going to run this fast offense, these guys need to figure it out on the offensive line. Figure out when to fire out. Don't jump. We cannot have over 15 penalties in a game against any Pac-12 team. And now, the fun in games is over. We're 3-0. We've proven what we need to prove so far. We've gone from unranked to in others receiving votes category to number 16 in the country. And now it's time to play big boy football. Pac-12 football. 9 of the next 10 weeks, the Huskies will have a game against a Pac-12 opponent, starting with Arizona this Saturday. And trust me, if we go up against Arizona and get 17 penalties and 8 false starts, we will not win. Which will be a huge disappointment to a team that has put on such a good show in the first 3 games of the season. That being said, Keith Price, amen to you. Keith Price is playing like a sophomore Keith Price. And if you're wondering why I'm saying that, he's a senior now. If you look at his stats, his junior year last year was not so great. His sophomore year was records-breaking, trend-setting. He's looking like that, Keith Price. 7 touchdowns and 1 interception. 67 of 87 completed. That's a 77% completion rating. And that's all with 1 interception that came on the first pass of his season. Running back. Bishop Sankey is the best running back that you don't know about in college football. Period. That's period. Facts. He only had 4 carries against Idaho State before coming out with a bruised shoulder, but he had 77 yards and a touchdown. And yes, Steve Sarkisian says he'll be good to go Saturday against Arizona. Wide receivers. We are so deep at wide receiver. Whether it's Kason Williams, Jadon Mickens, John Ross, DeMaurier Stringfellow, Kevin Smith, DeAndre Campbell. I mean, I could go on for days naming Husky wide receivers. Tight end, obviously, Austin Seferian-Jenkins starting to work himself back into the offense. When he does, he's the best tight end in the country. And if this offensive line can figure out how to not false start, they've only given up 3 sacks in 3 games this year, we're up there with one of the best offenses in the country. That's a fact. On defense, the defensive line is finally starting to figure out how to get pressure in the face of a quarterback. Josh Shirley, Haoli Kakaha, even Danny Shelton are figuring out up front. Good job to them. They're also helping stop the run, but a lot of that goes to the linebackers. Last week against Idaho State, even though it was Idaho State, we didn't have our middle linebacker John Timo in there, who's a stud, but we saw that his backup is also a stud, Thomas Totogi. Shaq Thompson is playing like a beast. Don't forget about Princeton Fuimaono and Travis Feeney on the other side. And the DBs, Sean Parker is playing like a stud safety as his senior year. Will Schamberger has stepped up. Marcus Peters is playing a good corner along with Greg Ducre. Our kicking game and our punting game and our special teams has been great. Our depth all over the board has been great. Now it is time to put that to use. Because no one is going to accept another 7-5 season. No one is going to accept another lame bowl game. Sarkisian and Husky players, now is the time to turn it up, turn the dial up to Pac-12 level, get out there and beat Arizona, and start to show this country that not only are we a good team, not only do we have a high-powered offense, that we're going to compete in the Pac-12 that is the deepest conference in college football today, and we're going to give Stanford and Oregon a run for their money. What can I say about the 56-0 win? We won 56-0. But no time to dwell or get excited about a win over an FCS opponent. We need the time to prepare this week for Arizona. 7 o'clock Eastern Time, 4 o'clock Pacific on Fox this Saturday. If you can tune to that game, it's going to be a big one. Opening Pac-12 play. But I'll get more in-depth into that game in my preview, which will be coming sometime this week because now I'm not on a schedule, so I'll make it when I feel like it. And other than that, my next video is going to be a Giants recap. And boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. All I'm going to say is when you start to watch that video, you might want to turn your volume down a little bit. That's my take on the Huskies. 56-0 win over Idaho State. We are now number 16. The title says 17 because that's what they were at the time of the game. Let's go. It's our time. Peace.